Graduation season is well underway, which means that commencement speakers will be offering all kinds of advice to the class of 2013. But is any of it actually useful? Well, comedian Negin Farsad joins us right now to take a look at some of the year's words of wisdom.
I know that some of you came to Morehouse from communities where life was about keeping your head down and looking out for yourself. Maybe you feel like you escaped, and now you can take your degree and get that fancy job and the nice house and the nice car and never look back. And don't get me wrong, with all those student loans you've had to take out, I know you got to earn some money. With the doors open to you that your parents and grandparents could not even imagine, no one expects you to take a vow of poverty. But I will say it betrays a poverty of ambition if all you think about is what goods you can buy instead of what good you can do.
Does this make you feel want to go out there and use your degrees for something positive?
I mean, is it not positive to perform for drunken people every night? I don't understand what you're telling me here. No, but that was a really classic kind of speech, right, where he's taking the mantle of JFK and saying, ask not what your country could do for you, but what you could do for your country. That kind of thing of like, don't ask how much money you can make, but like what you can do good with that money that you make. And so it's sort of like he's taking on a social entrepreneurship a message with his speech. So it was really nice and I think a really classic presidential touch.
Stephen Colbert wasn't quite as optimistic as the president. Let's take a look at what he told graduates at the University of Virginia.
This week's Time magazine called you lazy, entitled narcissists who are part of the me generation. So self-obsessed, tweeting your Vines, hashtagging your Spotifys, and Snapchatting your YOLOs. Your generation needs everything to be about you, and that's very upsetting to us baby boomers because self-absorption is kind of our thing. We're the original me generation. We made the last 50 years all about us. We took all the money. We soaked up all the government services, and we've deep fried nearly everything in the ocean.
He's right. I mean, for all of this talk about how this graduating class, these millennials are self-involved, that's all coming from self-involved boomers.
Right. Well, and the interesting thing that the boomers love to like pinpoint is the Vines and the Spotifys and the Twitters and the Facebooks, and that is, I think, actually a quality in all of the speeches is to insult the social media presence of every graduating senior in America. That has happened, I think, in every speech, is just to like make fun of the fact that they post things and that they live in public more than the boomers did, more than the boomers are comfortable doing.
John Levitt, the creator of 1600 Penn, he might not be as well known, but he gave the most frank speech.
One of the greatest threats we face, simply put, is bullshit. We are drowning in it. We are drowning in partisan rhetoric that is just true enough not to be a lie, in industry-sponsored research, in social media's imitation of human connection, in legalese and corporate doublespeak. It infects every facet of public life, corrupting our discourse, wrecking our trust in major institutions, lowering our standards for the truth, and making it harder to achieve anything. And it wends its way into our private lives as well, changing even how we interact with one another. The way casual acquaintances will now say, I love you. The way we describe whatever thing as the best thing ever.
Wow.
I don't know that that's BS. I think that's an evolution of culture.
And just like, you know, and hyperbole is just popular in language, whatever. Like, I don't think it's like the you know, a horrible sign of a, you know, apocalyptic doomsday that we talk like that and that we behave like that. But he does call it the, you know, we're at the peak. I don't even know if we can say the word here.
No, say it.
Sure.
Bullshit. Yeah. We're at peak bullshit.
You just look so liberated. I
feel so good. I feel so good. But what I actually did like about his speech is that he went on and talked about how, you know, you're going to go out into the world and try and get jobs, of which there are very few, but you're going to go out there and try and get jobs, and you're going to have a really fresh perspective that's interesting and great because you're so new to living, and that's going to really help some businesses, and in other other cases, you're going to be really wrong because other people are so much older and wiser than you. So when that happens, you need to shut up and like let older people. And I wish like I had done a little bit more of that.
Yeah,
when I graduated
absolutely.
from college.